Did you know that 12% of all donations to charities come from online gifts? And that number is growing every year. Online giving is an incredible opportunity for nonprofits to diversify their fundraising programs, connect with new donors, and most importantly, retain current donors. Today, we're going to talk about what it takes to get started with digital fundraising and how your organization can be more successful with its digital fundraising efforts this year. Hi there, my name is Vanessa Lockshin. I'm president of the Storytelling Nonprofit. I'm a fundraising consultant and an email fundraising copywriter, and I'm passionate about helping organizations figure out how to tell stories that connect with donors, build relationships, and ultimately raise money. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video. I also create free tools to make fundraising easier for you, like the Email Fundraising Campaign Toolkit. This toolkit includes an email campaign planner to help you map out your fundraising campaign and case for giving, along with the email calendar and performance spreadsheet tracker. You can download your free toolkit over at the storytellingnonprofit.com/toolkit. So, to start, what is digital fundraising? Digital fundraising is the practice of raising money online using digital tools like internet, email, SMS text, and also social media. Why is digital fundraising so important as a part of any fundraising program? Simply put, every good fundraising program should have diverse fundraising tactics, meaning your organization isn't overly reliant on one revenue stream. The theory is this will help your organization weather the inevitable ups and downs that come with fundraising because your organization has multiple ways of generating revenue. Digital fundraising is an important part of a good fundraising plan because it is an effective way to meet donors where they're at, spending time online, right? We know the ways people are choosing to spend time and donate are shifting, and our organizations have to be responsive to that as well. So, being able to give people good options to give online and soliciting them online is the best way we can do that. So, let's talk about some things your organization needs to know to be successful with digital fundraising. Number one, successful digital fundraising is so much more than just posting on social media. A lot of people mistakenly think that social media is the end all and be all of opportunities for digital fundraising, and it's really not. So let's expand on what success looks like beyond just social media posting. Social media can help to amplify your digital direct response initiatives, but oftentimes the best results you get from digital fundraising may not come from just social media, they'll come from digital direct response channels. That brings us to the second thing you need to know. Digital fundraising requires a direct response mechanism. Many of us are familiar with direct response in the form of direct mail, which has been a long time fundraising practice for many organizations. And we can take that same concept and apply it to our digital fundraising as well. We need a direct way to get in front of people and make an ask. And the best ways we can do that in digital tools is with things like email and SMS or text. These are two ways for us to be able to get directly in front of somebody, have hopefully their undivided attention, and also own the data or the list with that as well. Unlike social media, you actually own your email data and you know that you'll be able to get in touch with those people no matter what happens. Email is personally my preferred tool because I think it's a fantastic way for organizations to build an audience, own the audience, and it's a really great way to consistently put out content that engages people and really builds a community around your organization. Ultimately, fundraising is about the relationships that we have, and email is a great tool for relationship building online. The third thing you need to know about digital fundraising is that consistency makes a difference. Some organizations struggle with consistency because of the size of the organization, capacity, and staff time available to dedicate to fundraising initiatives like digital fundraising. But here's the thing, consistency really does make a difference in fundraising. The more you can show up and build a relationship with your email list or your texting list, or even your social media audience, the more likely you are to have an engaged audience the next time you need to run a fundraising campaign. And if you have an engaged audience, the more likely you are to get good response rates to your campaign. So, my recommendation here is to figure out a doable way to be consistent over time. That may look like just starting with sending out one email a month, but being consistent about making it happen every single month will allow you to build your confidence and also work up to increased frequency over time as you build your capacity and your skills and continue to reach for bigger goals. The fourth thing to know about digital fundraising is that the best giving opportunities online may not be when you think they are. A lot of people think the best days for giving are things like Giving Tuesday or major fundraising days like state level or city level initiatives. But I'm here to tell you those days may not actually be your best days for digital fundraising. Giving days mean that you are out there fighting against a really rough tide of competition. Every organization is out there making asks on those days. So standing out in the digital landscape in someone's inbox and their social media feed is that much more difficult. Instead, the best tactic to think about here is how you can create opportunities that are unique to your organization. By owning the brand around your own giving days, your own campaigns, it will ultimately make things much easier for you when you fundraise because you'll have less competition and you'll be more successful on your digital fundraising goals. Number five, digital fundraising needs an acquisition and a retention strategy. Like other fundraising strategies, digital fundraising is at its best when we have a retention strategy and an acquisition strategy, meaning we have a plan to retain our current donors and acquire new donors as we go. A lot of times I see organizations think that digital is just about finding new donors. They think it's a cheap way to acquire audiences or grow an audience. And number one, it's never cheap. There's always investments of our own time and resources that go into these things, but also costs, right? But also, we can get the best return from our investments actually when we retain our donors. And so we have to be mindful to have both these kind of twin strategies in our fundraising plans. As you think about your own digital fundraising efforts, here's two questions to consider. One, how are you retaining donors through digital channels? And two, how are you acquiring new donors through your digital channels? Being sure that you have both of those bases covered throughout the year will be more beneficial and help you ultimately be more successful down the road. And lastly, number six, successful digital fundraising means that you have to track your metrics over time. Digital is fantastic because there are so many data points for us to look at, analytics and metrics that we can get in real time or very quickly after compared to other channels that we might be fundraising on. It pays, quite literally, to track your metrics over time and make sure that you know what's working, what's not, where the opportunities are, and where you may need to pivot your strategy. It does not have to be really complicated to be effective when it comes to tracking metrics. You really need to know what are the key performance indicators or the key data points that you need to look at that are really signaling what's working and what's not. So let's talk about an example here. With email, a couple key things that you need to know. Things like open rates, your click-through rates, your unsubscribe rates, your email list growth are all basic information that can help you understand the health of your email list. Now, when you send out fundraising emails, there's a couple key metrics that you're going to want to know. One, how much you raised overall from the email. Two, the average gift size is always helpful. And three, the conversion rate on your emails. Those are some pretty basic pieces of information that you can track in a spreadsheet in one place so that over time you can see the trends and the trend lines in your email performance. Now, let's also talk about five tools that can make your digital fundraising efforts more effective and successful. So, the first tool that you need for digital fundraising is an online donation page. Now, I know what you're thinking. Probably goes without saying that if you're going to do online fundraising, you need an online donation page. But the thing that I'm going to say here is that you really need an online donation page that has a good conversion rate, ideally the highest conversion rate you can reach. We never get to 100%, but that's okay. The conversion rate means the number of people who make a donation divided by the number of people who visit the donation page. The higher you can get this number, the better. We need to make sure that this is working for us and it's working as good as possible. One easy way that you can often improve your donation page is to remove any navigation bars at the top so that people only have the option to stay on your donation page. That can lower your overall bounce rate on the page and also help increase conversions. The next thing you need in your toolkit is to have an email list. This is a really valuable tool for digital fundraising. As I already mentioned, making sure you have an email list that you're not only maintaining, but also growing is really valuable. Number three, have a CRM. Most of us have CRMs in our fundraising programs. Whether you're doing digital fundraising or traditional offline mediums, CRMs are ultimately helpful for managing relationships, tracking gifts over time, and figuring out who your best prospects are. With digital fundraising as well, we want to be able to feed all of that information back into our CRM so that we're able to track this information cohesively and in one place to see how our strategies are working when we compare and contrast them over time. Number four, a Google AdWords grant. This is a really great tool if your organization is interested in dabbling in acquisition through paid advertising. Google has a program that gives organizations up to $10,000 a month in free advertising money. And there are some caveats and restrictions about how you can use this and what type of ads you can create. But in my experience with our clients, we have been able to raise thousands of additional dollars for them through the AdWords grant. So it's something worth having in your digital fundraising toolkit. And the last tool that I recommend having is an email calendar and performance tracker spreadsheet. This is a tool that can really help to collate a lot of your best digital direct response data from email and also help you manage your content plan in email and track your analytics over time. Having one neat, tidy dashboard is just really helpful and can make tracking everything so much easier for your organization. If you want to swipe a copy of the email calendar and performance tracker spreadsheet that I use daily to help our clients reach their fundraising goals, you can grab it inside the free email fundraising toolkit. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Where are you at with your digital fundraising these days? Are you new to it? And if you are, what's one tip you're taking away from today's video that you'll implement in your fundraising programs? If you're a more seasoned digital fundraising professional, what's one new thing you want to incorporate into your plan this year? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more content on fundraising and nonprofit storytelling.